Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. If you're new, I'm Jessica, and today we are going to make some layered tags for your junk journals. You can use these in many different ways. You can use them as just a decoration. You can add a photo to them and have it be just completely ready for your journal, or you can do journaling on the back. I'm sure there's other ways you can use them, and if you like a certain way that I did not mention, feel free to leave it down in the comments below so that we can all gather ideas and have many more of them. So when I'm making anything layered, I like to set up an assembly line method, and I like to make it as easy and kind of mind-free as I can. I like to just go and not put too much thought into it. So I put a little bit of time into the prep for it instead. So I'm going to show you all the things I have prepped here. They might not be in your view the whole time, but you'll see the tags that I'm working on. I'm going to start with some type of transparent or see-through material. I'm going to use little pieces of collage paper that I already have cut into little strips. I'm using this collage paper from Tim Holtz that I really like. I'm going to use little strips of paper scraps, just different colors, and I have some ledger paper as well. I'm going to keep these all in a line also, so that way I can just grab. Then I'm using map papers, and these will definitely tie in the theme that I'm going for, which is travel. I have some washi tapes to add a little bit of detail. I have a stamp pad that is specifically travel themed, but it's also kind of like general. As you can tell, you can't really like make out what the stamp pieces are, and I like that for adding a little bit of more detail, but nothing like too specific. And then I have a couple inks that I'll be using throughout: Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo and Kitsch Flamingo. And then as kind of my focal point for these ones, I have some stamp stickers that I got from Amazon. I have actually a whole big pack of different ones, but I already have some set out here. And I'm going to start by taking my collage paper strips and just tear them in half so they're the right size. Same with my pieces of paper. I know that I will want them to be not quite as tall as the tag. I'm going to take a few ledger paper pieces, do the same thing. I like the torn look, but you can keep this a lot more neat if you like that. And then I'm going to push these up just a little bit more because I do want you to see my actual piles. I'm going to keep the map pieces this size for now so that I can decide how big I want them later. We have the stamps, and the washi will go next, and then I have my inks over here, and then the last step will be the stickers. Okay, so let's get started, and today I'm going to use my I'm using my PVA glue, and I'm going to start by going kind of quick. I'm just adding a little bit of glue in the bottom corners for each of these. You do have to move pretty quick with this kind of glue. And then I will just pop down one of the collage papers down in the corner. I've been making these for the last couple weeks, so I already kind of have an idea of where I want the placement. But when I am starting these freshly new, I will play around with a few first to see where I like things placed, and then since I'm making a bunch of them, I will just kind of repeat that, trying not to overdo it on the glue. But I am going to spread it out a bit. Oh, my washer is beeping at me. And if this seems redundant because you've seen me play around with these tags for the last couple months, feel free to give me that feedback below. I'm usually working on a certain theme for a couple weeks at a time, up to a month, and so it might be redundant or too much, but a lot of times I'm playing around with these things on a live stream, and so you don't always get to see a nice view of it. Okay, so next, I also have my embossing machine here, and I'm debating if I want to add that kind of detail, but I think for now I'm going to keep the layering process going. I'm just going to start by adding a strip of paper next, and I'm going to place it touching the collage paper but slightly higher at a different height. That way everything looks kind of random. And I am using these baggage tags that I have, and I don't want to cover up all of the writing on them. I'm just adding a little bit of glue to these next pieces. Okay. And then I have my map pages, and let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna add one to each without gluing first, just to figure out where I want them to be. So with these next, with the map pieces, I'm going to also layer them so that all of the papers are touching, but I'm just trying to make sure you can see a little bit of everything. Yeah, something like that, I think. So now I'll just go ahead and glue these down. And if you would rather, you can place all of your papers on your tag and do all of the gluing at once. I go back and forth, but a lot of times I like to kind of go in steps like this. That. I have always loved collaging or making tags, like layered tags like this. I think it's relaxing and I really like the final look. Okay, so now we have that. And next I am going to add a little bit of washi, and I have this plaid washi. I just thought it could look good, but now that I'm seeing the colors, I think I'm gonna grab another. Ooh, I see. Okay. I have this floral one, this orange floral one, and a plaid. I actually feel like the plaid will look really cool. So I'm gonna add, where I put the washi, I'm adding a little bit of glue because I don't trust washi tape on its own. So I'm just picking where I'm gonna put it. Then I'll put the washi. So I just want just like that. The adhesive, especially on this washi tape, it's not the greatest, and I don't want it coming up. So the glue will help keep it down. And honestly, if you don't want to add washi tape, you could just add another strip of paper. Whoops, that's a little crooked. I am trying to get these. Actually, I'm going to just make a brand new piece. I think I want that to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, like that. I'm just trying to use different things that I have in my craft room already. And I love being able to use up my scraps for things like this too, especially if you're working on a theme and you've been cutting paper. Well, then this is a great way to incorporate those scraps and have like a tag that kind of ties everything in together. Okay, so now I'm going to use one of my stamps, and again, this is kind of like, I don't know, like a vintage ticket almost. You'll see it when I stamp it. So for each one, I want to stamp over some of the papers a bit and onto the tag. And I'll hold one of these up for you in just a moment, but each placement will be a little bit different. And the one thing is you don't have to worry about the stamping being perfect because we're going for kind of a worn look anyways. I actually wish I had a brown ink that was a little bit lighter than this. I think that would look good. Okay, so don't think that you can't layer stamps onto stamps. We're gonna go do that right now. And I've been trying to tie in pink. I'm gonna see if I have an orange real quick. Ink. I don't think I do, sadly. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Kitsch Flamingo now. And I'm gonna do one more stamp. So I do like layering stamps, and I think if you use two different colors ink, that really does help with the layering effect. It doesn't exactly just look like you stamped two. I don't know, it looks, to me it just looks more interesting to have two inks. You can see I'm not being perfect about how straight the stamping is. Whoops, I'm at kind of an odd angle. I'm trying to film my videos a little bit more straight down than tilted. I think the tilted filming just doesn't look great. You guys have been giving me some feedback, which I'm so thankful for, on my filming. Since I got a new tripod, I still don't know if it's working for me, but I have had some feedback that the lighting could be better, and I totally agree. I actually have a light with me. I'm going to do a little demo for you. And it doesn't come natural to me. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have a light. In fact, I have quite a few different lights. I just can't get it to work out good. Anyways, I won't take too much of your time here as I am. Okay, just trying to get this set up so I can kind of, let's see. It's like, at first, it looks like it might, well, shoot, maybe that is actually a bit better. But see, I think the problem is that I don't know enough about lighting, that I don't know where I should be aiming it to help with the shadows. But hey, we're here, so might as well just, I'm gonna keep that on. And see, then over here on this side, it's so much darker now, and that is the side where I have my natural light for my window. So I don't know, it's like when I adjust one thing, then everything, yeah, I don't know. I think that looks worse, but honestly, I'm just gonna try it out while we're here. So next thing I'm going to do is add my focal image. Now, like I mentioned, I do have an embossing machine. I think I'm going to emboss one just so we can see what that would look like. And I have this little star embossing. It just seems like it kind of goes along with the travel theme. So let's emboss one of them. This is actually kind of hard to open up. Let me bring it closer to me. It almost seems like it doesn't open up. It's just really thin. I may have used this with like a wet tip. Why can't I get this open? There we go. So you could do the embossing before or after you do all of these, but I kind of like it. I like doing it after so that everything gets embossed. I'm gonna go over off camera real fast, and it will definitely shake the whole camera probably. So hold on to yourself for a minute. We're going for a ride. I know we're very wobbly. Okay, we're done. And that light is blinding me. So it's probably not even worth it. You know what? I'm gonna see one more time here. Whoa, that does get pretty bright. But then it's like, now it's off, and I feel like my camera like kind of tries to adjust. Anyways, I've been doing YouTube for what, like 8 years now? You would think that I have it down, but okay. So we have the embossing, and on camera, I think you can see it. and in person it's pretty obvious too. Then I would suggest taking an ink of your choice and going around the edges, and you could also lightly go over the embossed little images. And I am doing pink because I wanted to try to bring some pink into the tags. Okay, that's pretty cute. So this little extra detail, I'm doing this for my wildflower members. That's one of the little perks of being a wildflower member versus the others, is that anytime I am gonna add extra detail, I will do it to my wildflower members, and you get other extra perks. So I am going to finish these off by embossing them off camera, just because I don't want to shake you, but I'll add the ink around the edges. And I hope that you all have a lovely day, and hopefully you can get to creating some tags. I will say, I feel like you can get a very similar end result even if you don't have to have the baggage claim check tags. Plain manila, you can use scrapbook paper, just cut them into simple tags, you know, something like that. You could use packaging, you could use cardboard, but these are really fun. You will see me making layered tags very often. So I hope that you liked this video, and I will see you guys soon, and have a great day. Bye guys.